So as we think about learning today, we're going to begin by checking Tuesday's independent practice assignment from Mastery Connect. On Tuesday, you were asked to solve a practice session in Mastery Connect that looked like what you see on my screen. It was a point of view quiz, and you should notice that I've also posted notes in your interactive notebook that should be used to help you. So I'm going to go ahead and review the best answers with you as far as our quiz that I asked you to do independently on Tuesday. The first question says, what is the point of view of the story? And the story it's asking about, it was called The Best Feeling in the World. Well, you can see based on my answers that the best answer was A, first person point of view. My narrator is a character in the story. And as you look at the text, you should be able to notice there are some of those clue words like I knew my father. Notice that is outside of dialogue. So it is not in the thinking or speaking parts, making it first person. So it's personal. Look at number 2. What evidence best supports your answer to question 1? So you can see D has been circled. I knew my father had something up his sleeve when he woke me up at 5 o'clock a.m. one Saturday. This is evidence to support first person point of view. Number 3 and number 4 were both a part A and a part B question. Number 3, part A, how does the narrator feel about going on a boating trip with her father? The best answer was B. She is excited about going boating with her dad, even though it is unusual for her to spend time with him. And then part B, supporting that, the best answer was C. My heart began pounding with My heart began pounding with anticipation. I can't even read that word right now. I'm so sorry. Let me come back and try that in just a minute. And I suddenly could not wait to leave. So you can see that circled. I'm checking my chat at the same time. I probably did not do a good job of multitasking there. Yes. Thank you, Jordan. Say it one more time. Anticipation. Thank you. I needed help with that one. Look at number 5 for me. How does the point of view affect the story? And this was a commonly missed question on this one, so I want you to really focus on it. The best answer is A. The reader knows only what the narrator thinks and feels because the narrator is telling the story. I had a lot of people that chose B on this one. The reader knows how every character thinks and feels. That would not be first person, which we already answered. Good. Number 6. How might the story be different if it were written from the father's point of view? Was a commonly missed question as well. Notice the best answer, B. The reader might know how Christian's father became interested in boating. That's the best answer. So if it were written from his point of view, we might know more about his story. So it would reveal different details. Number 7. You had to read some sentences and determine the point of view. So number 7, you read about Jeremiah, and the best answer was B, third person. Notice those clue words like he. Notice those clue words like he and Jeremiah. Notice I just highlighted something. I would not be able to use this when I'm thinking about point of view because it's inside those quotes. And I had some people use we, but we would cross out that dialogue. So then we're left with words like Jeremiah, he, Hopefully my screen will update one more time as we look at number 11. You can see it says, which of the following best describes limited third person? I've circled B as the best answer. Limited third person is when the narrator tells the story as if he or she is watching it happen. The narrator only knows the thoughts and feelings of one character in the story, which is the definition of limited third person. And then the last question was question number 12. Which of the following best describes omniscient third person? You can see I've circled C. Omniscient third person is when the narrator tells the story as if he or she is watching it happen. The narrator knows the thoughts and feelings of all characters in the story. I want to encourage you guys when we are solving our quick checks in Mastery Connect, I want to encourage you to use your interactive notebook notes to help you. You have permission to use them. They are a tool and it is not cheating. I also want to remind you that you are expected to complete the independent assignments on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I have some people that are doing a great job of that. If you are not doing that, it is an expectation for you to complete those independent assignments. As we think about what we're learning today, I would like for you to use the chat bar to fill in my blank. Today, I am practicing how to determine different points of blank so that I can compare and contrast the point of view from which different stories are told. I'll know I've got it if I compare and contrast points of view, including the difference between first and third person. So looking specifically at how the text changes based on the point of view. On Tuesday, I gave you guys an example of why we're looking at comparing and contrasting points of view, and we looked at this graph, but I just want to remind you of our goal as we think about growing. You'll notice that over half the class was in mastery based on our case assessment, but I did have, out of all of the RL standards, this was the one that was the weakest. This, you can see on that red bar that there's more red in this RL standard than any other RL standard, which is why we're looking at it this week. Now, on Tuesday, we tried really hard to do a Kahoot, and we're going to try again today. I promised you guys that we would try again today. And as we do that, I want to remind you, do not exit the Google Meet. So leave the Google Meet open and use a second tab to join on Kahoot. Now, some of you might be using a device that will not allow you to do that. If that is you, if you're in that situation, I just want you to answer in the chat bar. So I'm going to say that again. As we try our Kahoot again today, I would like for you to try to join Kahoot using a second tab, but do not close out the Meet. If you are having trouble with that, you can simply type your answers in the chat bar. So don't allow that to cause stress for you. If you can't join us, you can simply type the answers to the questions in the chat bar. So let's see if it will allow us to use Kahoot today. Excellent job with that Kahoot review today, everybody. I would like for everyone to send Nora Beth as we're sending those congratulations to her for winning. I want to remind you guys that we have interactive notebook notes that can help us, and I'm displaying a couple of those things on your screen. I want to encourage you to really focus on paying attention to what's outside of the dialogue and not inside. And I also want you to really study the difference between limited and omniscient, because that is when it gets more challenging. All right, so at this point I realize that we do have a couple of minutes left, but this is an option for those. If you see your name on the screen, it means you were in mastery and point of view. And I want you to leave your Meet tab open, but you do have the option of doing this quiz as I teach in the background of your screen. And it is a different game, and I have taken off the time limit because I met with a couple of students on Tuesday that asked me to do that. So if your name is on the screen, do not close out of our Google Meet. Still listen in the background, but you also have an option of doing this activity while you listen. All right, so on Tuesday, we read this text called Just a Bunch of Rocks and Bones. And I want to remind that we talked about on Tuesday, the narrator was a character named LeBron. And I knew that this was first person because he told his point of view using pronouns like I, me, and my outside of dialogue. We also talked about how his point of view changed from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. So now I want us to pick up with a little bit of writing and thinking about what type of prompt this is. So I want everyone to look at this prompt with me. It says, describe how the story would have been different if it had been told by a narrator with a different point of view. So I want you to think about, is this Oreo, narrative, or races? And in a moment, you're going to hear my code word. And our code word for this week is I love you. So when you hear me say I love you, I want you to write either Oreo, narrative, or races in the chat bar. And remember, we are not using the chat bar for any other reason unless the teacher told us to. So we're not having personal conversations. I love you. Go ahead and answer. What do you think the type of prompt is asking? I'm seeing a lot of us are writing that we think this might be races. This is a racist prompt. It's asking us to restate the question, answer the question, cite evidence, and explain the evidence, and then summarize it, which is what the acronym RACES stands for. So now we're going to practice restating and answering. That prompt is located on the bottom of your screen. I would like for you to type your R and your A in the chat, but do not enter it until you hear the code word. You can make it 2 separate sentences, or you can combine it like we've learned this year. So go ahead and get your answer ready and listen for my code word before you click enter. I'm going to give you a moment to do that. One way to give an R would be, the story would be different if it had been told from a different point of view, period. One way the story would be different, and this would be your A in races. One way the story could be different if it were told from a different point of view is if it were told by third-person point of view, we might not know as much about the main character since it would not be personal. This would be a way to give an R and an A in 2 separate sentences. I do want to remind you about those writing steps to success. So I want you to know, if we were in the classroom, these are the steps we would follow. We would break down the prompts. We would do that with a T-chart. We would read the text. We would plan with the 4-square graphic organizer. We would type our rough draft, and we would always revise and edit with arms, cups, and that very important writing rubric that we have in our interactive notebook. So just reminding you of those steps. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys now about directions for your independent practice. We think about directions for what you are expected to do today, okay? So in Google Classroom today, you're going to click on today's independent practice. It's called Thursday's independent practice. It is titled with today's date 4/16. Now when you click on that, it's going to give you a code for Mastery Connect. You can see an image of that, and once again, this is posted in Google Classroom. Now I need you guys to know something about this assignment. So when you do this today, you're going to have mostly multiple choice questions, okay? But at the end of this quiz, number 10, the very last question, is a writing question. It says choose either first, second, or third person point of view and then write 3 to 4 sentences that successfully uses your chosen point of view. If you are using a device that lets you type in your answer, you can, but you can also screenshot this question and handwrite it on your device and send me a photo of it, or you can write it on paper and send me a picture of this question. So I don't want that to cause confusion. And Sarah Barton, I already received your picture and it was perfect. And this is for today's assignment. So don't let that last question confuse you. So here's your options. If your device will not let you type it into Mastery Connect, then you'll simply take a screenshot and write it on your screenshot, or write it on a piece of paper and send me a photo of your answer for number 10. I do want to give you guys an important reminder about joining me tomorrow for our character lesson, our vocabulary game, and our chapter book study of wholes. So that is happening tomorrow, and I want to see all of you that can join me tomorrow at 12. And we'll also go over our independent practice questions from today. All right, so if you do not have a question, you can log off.